afternoon everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first studio vlog of 2022. I hope you're all well. So today is a Wednesday. It's Wednesday the 30th? Yes, Wednesday the 30th of March today. So the reason I haven't filmed one of these studio vlogs for a while is because my granddad, bless his heart, passed away in the middle of January. So I'm not going to lie, I haven't really been feeling that like arty or creative or anything recently. However, today is a really gorgeous springtime day. It's really sunny, although it has just started raining saying that, but it has been really sunny this morning. There are loads of like daffodils and tulips popping up everywhere, and it's really like kind of inspired me to try and get back on track with all my art stuff and hopefully get back on track of being all like arty and creative. So that is what hopefully this vlog is going to be about. Hopefully it's going to be jam-packed with loads of productivity and art and creativity. I'm going to kickstart off this vlog by doing my little daily doodle and we'll go from there. So let me get all my art stuff out and let's get on with it, shall we? Okay guys, it's a quick little update. It's a little bit later now. I've been and cooked myself some dinner and I've done a little bit of knitting in the living room. But yeah, this is my little daily doodle that I've been working on today. It's a little otter. It's an okay illustration. I still actually want to do a little bit more work on it because I want to like add some more fur details and kind of work on the face a little bit more. But has a little one-off quick doodle warm-up type thing. It's alright, it's not the best painting in the world, but it will do. So what I want to sit and do tonight is work on some of my big canvas paintings. I've got my peacock panoramic painting, which I'm a little bit stuck on at the moment. There's like a little patch on it that I want to cover up. And hopefully, once I've covered it up, I'll be able to work on it a bit more and then get it finished. But it's kind of like this little stumbling block in the middle of it. But before I do that, I want to sit and just quickly sketch out a few little like lily pads and stuff like that. I think because I've got a lot of flamingo drawings and kingfisher paintings, and obviously I'm drawing some otters and I want to draw some herons and stuff. I think what I want to do is draw some little lily pads, and then tomorrow or some point this week I'm going to work on some like little water backgrounds, and then hopefully I can combine them all together and actually produce some little illustrations using them. studies, I decided to move on to painting my big peacock panoramic. Now I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit anxious about the idea of basically starting a part of the painting all over again, but once I started like painting over it and then adding in the leaves and just basically developing the design, it started coming together a lot better. So I was really happy with how it's progressing, and I finally kind of felt like I was getting over a little bit of a hurdle with the painting and seeing a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel with it. I had a really positive day, and it felt like it was a really good start to the week. So it's a couple of days later now. Yesterday and the day before, I spent kind of filming social media videos and separate art videos, which I'm planning to put up onto YouTube. So I've started filming them, but there's some which I still need to do a bit more work on, and there's others which I might try and film again because they didn't go particularly very well. I was having a bit of a frustrated day the other day. I did sit and paint a little otter, which I put up a little YouTube shorts of. So there's the other little otter that I sat and painted. And then this morning I've sat and done these little duck paintings here. So the duck paintings aren't my best ones in the world, but as little warm-up paintings, they're okay. What I want to focus on doing today is I want to try and get my peacock panoramic painting finished. It's so close, it's really nearly there to being done. There's just a couple of little areas that I need to focus on. I think the little red berries, I think I want to kind of work on a little bit, and then there's a little hydrangea down at the bottom which I need to work on a little bit more, but the rest of it I'm fairly happy with. Just realised I got something on my face and I've been talking for the last 10 minutes. But the other thing I want to focus on doing is trying to get the little water lilies that I sketched out the other day painted, and then also I want to try and get some little water backgrounds painted to go with like my flamingo doodles and my duck doodles and my otter doodles and my kingfisher doodles. So hopefully I can come up with a few little illustration ideas. So I need to thumb out some little illustration ideas to go with developing them. Okay, so a quick little update. I've just been working on these little water lily studies. Not gonna lie, they're not my favourite studies in the world, like proportionally wise and like realism wise, but I really love like all the colours and the textures and everything else like that in it. So what I probably will do is maybe draw some more water lilies another day, like perhaps where I focus a bit more on actually getting like the details and everything in them. But yeah, I'm really happy with the colours and the textures. Kind of given me like an inspiration to do a silk painting or like a long screen print for like a scarf or something. So I think what I'm going to sit and do just quickly is thumbnail that idea just so I don't forget it, because I kind of like imagining it in my head and I just kind of need to get it down on paper. So moving on from working on my little thumbnail of my little silk painting idea, I decided to sit and just kind of thumbnail a few other ideas for how I could develop my daily doodles into illustrations using like my little water lily studies. So yeah, here I am just kind of flicking through my sketchbook and finding some of the other illustrations that I thought could fit quite well into my river collection, and basically just thumbnailing a few ideas. Okay, so here I just quickly decided to work on a little A5 miniature painting. It's the first in a series of paintings that I'm doing where I basically just paint on tiny canvases just to create like one-off art pieces. So yeah, this one is a little painting that I've been working on of a place in Norwich, because Norwich is my local city, so I thought I'd paint like a nice little view over one of the rivers in Norwich. Yeah, hopefully I'm going to start painting a lot more of these little tiny canvases just as a quick way of building up a collection of different artwork. And I might actually film a few little videos where I like design some illustrations that can be painted onto these canvases, so let me know in the comments if you'd like to see some of them. Okay, so the next day I'd originally planned to work on a few like little paintings and projects and textiles and stuff like that, but instead I decided to spend the whole day kind of just finishing off my peacock panoramic, because it was getting so close to being done and I was getting quite excited about the fact that I could finally move on from this painting that's been laying around my room for ages. Looking at it like in the future as I'm recording this voiceover, there's still areas of it that I could probably work into. But yeah, I've finally got this picture done. Woo! So I've just popped out in the garden just to do a little bit of a clear up. I've also got a couple of little, I can't remember what they are, but they're plants that my nanny gave me, which I just need to plant. And I've got a few like pots and stuff to empty. And I might just do a little bit of like tidying up and work out what I've actually got to do in the garden to give it a good old clear up, because I haven't done any gardening for a while. So I need to do a bit of a clear up and a sort out and just work out what I want to get done. So I've actually had quite a productive day today. I originally woke up feeling like a little bit lethargic and a bit like ill and just a bit overtired and stuff like that. So I wasn't originally going to do much today, but then I kind of like had a bit of a chat with myself and decided to get out in the garden and get a bit of gardening done, get a bit of fresh air, and it put me into a really positive mood. And I managed to get a load of stuff done. I've still got quite a bit of stuff to do in the garden. In fact, I need to in a minute just quickly list them all down. Let me quickly just show you the progress that I made on my little daily doodle development. So I ended up sort of working on 3 different ones. So I've got like a river otter one, a kingfisher one, and a flamingo one. Not gonna lie, as you can probably tell, they are nowhere near being finished. I'm not really sure how I feel about how they've turned out so far. I think one thing that I've definitely realised is that I need to create a lot more like water lily studies. I need to do some studies of these things. I can't actually remember what they're called now, but I just call them water reeds, but I know what I mean when I see them. I think I probably need to do like an actual painting of a proper river scene with like water lilies in and like the reeds in the background, stuff like that. But I think as like a little design for an idea, they're coming out quite nicely, and I really do like the pink against the turquoisey greeny colours. So I really like the colour scheme and stuff like that. But yeah, it was kind of like a nice little productive session. This bit up here I think works quite well, like the reflection. The bits that I've sketched out is just me kind of working out how to fill up the design. So obviously they're not gonna be like that when it's actually finished. It will hopefully be a full illustration. Okay, so now what I actually want to do is I want to sit and work on a couple of little storybook ideas. I've been trying to write little short stories and poems and kind of like illustrating the characters and stuff like that to go with them. So I'm probably, whenever I do these little storybook things, I always start off with the actual character illustrations. So I'm just going to do a little bit of like character designing and storybook ideaing and just having a bit of a doodle session really. Done today. So obviously I want to start by doing my little daily doodles like I usually do, but then I've also got a few like little designs and illustrations that I want to work on finishing, or at least getting a bit further along. I want to sit and plan out some colouring book pages and possibly some activity packs. So let me just quickly show you the little illustrations that I ended up doing the other day. So obviously I had my little whale and my shark. Not quite as keen on the dolphin and the octopus, but I quite like my little cheeky little killer whale and my slightly menacing or like It looks like he's done something suspicious. Little great white shark. Done a little cheeky little fish. And then I started working on a character for a book about a cacti who wants a hug called Prickles. Because I always, whenever I look at a cacti, I always think they look like they should be miserable because they can't have hugs because they're too spiky. So I'm going to try and see if I can write a story about that. I then done a little bit of just random character designs. So I've got a little fat bear who looks like he's doing a dance, a little girl who's doing a bit of gardening, and then I've got a few more other little characters there. And then I've got another little character here who, she's called Maisie Moo and she loves daisies, she do. So I wanted, they're characters I want to kind of develop a little bit more. But yeah, it's my little doodling session. I do have a few more little herons sketched out here, but I've decided that I'm probably going to work on them another day because I want to move on to doing some other work. But these little doodles have come out quite nicely. I'm really pleased with like the colours on them, especially the colours on this one. But yeah, I think the colours look really pretty and it's quite a vibrant little doodle. So yeah, really happy with them, and I think they'll go quite nicely with my little river collections that I've been working on. So what I want to sit and do now is start working on my little colouring books and my little activity packs. Now for the activity packs, I think I'm just going to like mind map a few little ideas out because I need to kind of gather supplies. But what I want to do is kind of work out like a few little projects that like aim to like cover like textiles and printing and painting and stuff like that. So I'm going to sit and mind map a few little ideas for that. I think I might like just begin with like an underwater or SeaWorld type themed activity pack for kids, mainly because one of my little nephews is obsessed with sharks and things like that at the moment. So I thought I'd do just like a little mind map of some little art and craft activities to do with sharks and whales and octopuses and stuff like that. And then I also want to get on with the colouring book pages. So I have already in the past thumbnailed a few ideas for like a meerkat colouring book, but I think I might mind map a few other ones and then basically just try and start sketching them out. Okay, so I've just sat and come up with a few ideas for some underwater or sea animal craft activities. So I've got a long list of different ideas like that involve using like felt and textiles, but also collage and printmaking and stuff like that. So that's one thing I sat down, and then I started thumbnailing a few ideas for some like colouring pages to make a whole book out of them. So yeah, I'm trying to use like a mixture of like realistic ones and more like doodlies and tangly ideas, a few like cartoon characters and like comic strip book ideas. Obviously they're all like little doodles. I kind of wanted to play around with doing a few like realistic ones, a few like sticker sheet layout ones, so like you have a whole page of like shells to colour in, or a whole page of like different sharks and fish and dolphins, because I wanted there to be like an element of education as well. So yeah, I've just been sitting here mind mapping a few different ideas for a colouring book. I did also think that for like younger ones I'd probably have to make the illustrations a little bit simpler, and then for slightly older children I'd have to make the illustrations a bit more complicated, and I could also do like an adult colouring book where they're really like detailed and stuff like that. So yeah, I've got a few little bits and pieces to work on. I decided to do like sea life and underwater themed things because me and my nephew, bless him, have been working on this little big canvas of some little sharks, because he's gone into sharks recently and he also quite likes drawing as well, bless him. So I drew out this big shark for him, but the other ones he's been drawing with a little help from me. Okay, so here I started to work on actually planning out and drawing one of the little colouring pages as part of my sea life collection. So I decided to draw 3 little turtles surrounded by some fish and some coral, and I think it's got some little whales in the background. Yes, it does. I seem to remember drawing them. Now this is only like a little rough plan of what the colouring page would actually look like. It's more like a plan of the composition and anything else. What I need to do in the future is kind of work on it again, but like perhaps draw the turtles a bit better and the fish a bit better, and definitely draw the coral a bit better, because I just kind of got to the point where I was like scribbling out lines for the coral. But yeah, as an actual overall composition layout, I'm really quite happy with it. I think also in the future when I'm working on the colouring page, I need to think about different weighted lines, and also there's like areas that I might like need to fill in with like cross hatching or stippling, or maybe just little tiny doodles or shapes or something, just so that there's like little areas for people to colour, but also so that it kind of hints at like shaded areas and stuff like that. But as an actual composition, I'm quite happy with it. Let me know in the comments what you think of this little colouring page design. But yeah, overall really quite happy with how this one has turned out. Okay, so that is the end of this week's video. Thank you so much for watching and coming along on this little journey with me, where I basically get back on track with all my artwork and managed to finish my picture, which I'm really happy about. Sorry it's been such a long video. I did get quite a bit of stuff done this week, which I'm quite happy with, but it does mean that this video ended up being quite a long one. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, then please leave a comment in the section below, and remember to like and share the video. Also, if you'd like to see more little arty crafty videos from me in the future, then remember to hit that little bell notification so that you get reminded when I post a video. Please come and say hello to me on my other little social media platforms. My links are all in the comment section. I will see you again soon with another video.